Typically on this channel I show you the very latest rep version of a retail. So I've got the real and this something of a budget fake, because the fake is just about 200 RMB. The retails are currently sitting at below retail price. In fact, here in China, full size run available. These fakes I feel have been expedited in time for Chinese New Year. There will more than likely be a revision to these, but this is what we have so far. So stick around on the channel if you're interested in that, because I will always revisit a shoe. I'll come back to it and I'll post the updated one and could do a fresh comparison as and when they update them, so you can always stay up to date on the latest, and that ensures that you can always legit check. Okay, so we've got the shiny box cover. They've had an attempt at it and it's not terrible, but you can tell the quality of the print is lacking on the text, on the font itself. Just something off about it. Paper on the inside. On the retail, they've done this really nice snakeskin effect, which might not actually be all that apparent on camera because it's white obviously, but they've gone for it a little bit on the fake, but not so much. Okay, a quick overview of the lateral side of the shoe, just looking at the shape here of the toe box, looking at the swoosh. I mean, immediately it's apparent what the differences are on that swoosh, and the color of the leather slightly, as well as just the general pattern. So it comes with this little add-on. The beads actually look clearer, look better on the fake. The Jumpman is slightly different, but they've made a very good attempt at that hang tag. Let's be honest, that looks remarkably similar. It really does. It's even got the same sheen under the light. Some slight difference in quality of stitching, but yeah, we're going to focus on every section of the shoe, because things like this, the swoosh for example, that's the most obvious tell right away. You know, it has the same ripstop effect. Look at the placement of the swoosh, it's not terrible. Sitting slightly low on the fake, but it doesn't have that color shifting quality to it. So whatever the pattern is underneath that ripstop, it's just a grey on the fake one. There's a little hint of it, but it's nothing as good as the real one, obviously. Now I'm looking up here at the eye stay, and that is kind of rounded off on the real one, but on the fake you can see it comes to a sharp finish. The eyelets are well placed, but the eye stay itself is a bit dodgy. The tongue has the same ripstop, but you'll see on a retail Jordan it will always return to shape like that. As I squish it, it will always bounce back. On a budget fake it will not. On a top tier fake it will. So it's not always a tell, but see how it doesn't really come back to shape properly? There you go. Looking at the front of the shoe, looking at the tip of the shoe here, 4-foot flex notch is about the same width, it's about a finger's width, so accurate. The slope at the tip is pretty good as well, but that can always be modified anyway because of the thermoplastic toe puff. You can always change the shape of that to whatever you want. The vamp section here, the material, it's not terrible on the fake, but it's not as high quality as the real. And the vent holes are obviously all skewed and kind of stretched out a bit and smaller. Looking at the back here, it's immediately apparent that that is just poor quality on the fake one. Look at the beautiful finish on the real one, very close, the leather, there's no gaps, it doesn't protrude. The fake one has some kind of wrinkles behind it. You see that? I'm trying to catch it in the light, there's some like little warping on the image itself. I guess that was when the plastic was stuck on top of it, just kind of ruined it, and also just the general shape at the back of the shoe is a mess. Okay, looking at the outsole, you can see there's a color difference, and in terms of the integrity of the shoe, I can see they've used a budget cup sole. There's a video on my channel about that, about what's inside your sneakers, where I show you the inside components of cheap shoes and a bit more expensive shoes and retail shoes. Looking at the lasting, I want to say lasting board, the strobel finish, a bit sloppy on the fake. Dream cell used for the real, budget on the fake. Okay, we're out of the split screen view. Let's look at them side by side so you can see the color and the shape and the general pattern next to one another. You can see the colors are off. You can see the shape on the back of the shoe. Completely wearable shoe. It's just not as tidy. It's just a bit sloppy. It's not terrible as a shoe, but as a shoe trying to be the one on the left, it's not doing it. It's not ticking enough boxes, is it? I do imagine, because this is a Chinese New Year shoe, even though it's not so popular here, I do imagine there will be revisions. We typically see that in a shoe geared towards the Asia market. They end up perfecting it over time. Because there is a whole year to get these things. It's not like you just buy them and wear them for the new year. It's not like a Christmas themed shoe. These will be valid, and for anyone who was born in Year of the Snake, it's valid. So I think they will eventually sell, but right now they are sitting at below retail, as they did last year with the Year of the Dragons. Those sat, but I don't think you can pick them up at retail price now. I haven't looked into that, but they did sit for a long time, and eventually they end up selling around the world. So I think it's why Nike plays it carefully. They release them in China early. It's kind of like testing the market, and then they'll have surplus stock that they'll shift all around the world to the other markets. But there you go. There's your real versus fake. It's pretty evident that the real one here comes out on top, just mainly because this fake is a cheaper version. It's like a $20 shoe, $25 shoe. There you go. Cheers, keep it snidey, consider subscribing.